Hey guys, it's Nate doing the Options Locator August 8th, 2021 newsletter chart review. So first things first, go make sure you go over to the website or in Discord and look at the risk disclaimer. So just to get started there, pretty good week last week. We had some good moves and some good names, and so I'm looking for some more continuation this week. Lighter on earnings this week, but still relatively good week for earnings this week. So just keep in mind what we've got going on there. So Apple inside week this week, get it up here over 147. I like it. If you want to be more conservative, wait for the breakout over this downward trend line here. Looking for a short under 145. Target down here to 144.11, and then down to 142.5 if it gets that low. But really couldn't do anything once it tagged 150, so it's kind of all this is inside of this right here. So see if we can get a breakout on a bigger scale here. Boeing had the breakout on Friday off the inside day up, but couldn't do anything with it. So we'll see if we can get another retrigger here over 232.5 almost, or through that downward trend line. We can kind of confirm a move here over Friday's high, 233.5. So then target up here to 237.49, the prior week's high. And then just kind of stair step it up. Got a little bit of resistance here around 240. Open gap here, 245 area. So 245.08, got an open gap there. So just see what we can get there. Not sure if this Delta variant or whatever is going to, what it's going to do as far as, travel names and stuff. But Boeing kind of acts on their own. So just keep an eye on that one. Caterpillar, it's going to be an infrastructure play this week. They're really pushing that deal and everything. So looking for a move basically over 211. Be more conservative through that downward trend line. I got some resistance here around 212. Get a move up here to 214.5. So I do like this. I like how they've kind of consolidated post earnings here. Not really sure what they're going to do, but it looks like they're ready to do something here. CVS, I like this little branding formation here off the inside day after making a new lower low post earnings. Get a move here over 81.75, then target 84.28, and then got some resistance here around 85. So if we can get a good push, look at some longer dated 85 calls here on this one. If we can get a nice breakout over 81.75. Fastly, FSLY, this is going to be strictly just an inside day up move through the gap to close the gap to 44. They had horrible earnings, good volume on the earnings. A lot of people sold off. Now they're buying it back cheaper. So take the inside day up to close the gap to 44 is what I'm looking for, with some 917.45 calls there. GoGo, pretty clear resistance here around 1274. We got this, had earnings, double inside day up through the downward trend line. Got this open earnings gap now, but we got pretty clear resistance here. So if we can get a nice move over 1274, look for 13 on up, just kind of take it up here around 14. So that's what I'm looking at there. Under 1125 or so, look at possibly filling that earnings gap. IBM, we had some, I believe this was like CEO news on this day here. Now they're just trying to climb its way back up, holding this upward trend line here. Get a move here over 144.92, 145, push it back up here to 147 plus, and then it'll totally negate that move there. So nice move here off this lower part of this browning formation. Earnings, they're buying it back. So goes ex-dividend this week, apparently. So see if we can get a nice push over 145. Then, really over 145, we get to 147 pretty quick, in my opinion. Intel, nothing's great here. Got this open gap here, holding this upward trend line. Basically going to be a gap play off the inside week up move. with some 55 calls. 55's in the bottom part of the gap here. So get a nice breakout over 54.71, holding that upward trend line. We can close that gap. I'd like to see it move to 56 plus this week. Lift, double inside day. It's got a small gap here on that hourly. 54.27 up here to basically 55. So we can get a nice move, get an early entry over 53 with a stop at 52.20. See if we can get a nice move up this week off the double inside day. Post earnings, new lower low here, seeing what they want to do. Not too sure about that inside day shooter there, but like I said, if we can get over 53.75, I'd like to get a move over 55 there. 3M kind of holding out here, just kind of moving sideways around 200, kind of moves up and pulls back, moves up, pulls back. Looking for a breakout here over 200 this week again, then confirm it through this downward trend line over 202.74 here on up to get things rolling higher. If we get some weakness under 197.20, like for it short down here to 195. Mogo, seeing some call sweeps on it this week. Get a nice push over here, 638. Unclear if they have earnings this week or not, but as long as it continues to hold here around 533 or so, potential challenge play here over 638. Microsoft, I do like this one. It is, it's got this small browning formation going on here, holding this upward trend line inside week with an inside day. Needs to make a nice push over 289.63. Possible 300 magnet here as well. New highs over 290.15. So might get a browning formation push to the top of it there before pulling back. But I'd like to see it continue to hold that upward trend line. Open gap here, so if we tag the top of it and pull back, then I'd look for it to come back through this range here, fill this gap, and get down to the bottom of this browning formation. MU, seeing a lot of tweets and stuff about it this weekend, so I also like it. I liked it. I've been liking it ever since it put in these new lower lows and got back up over 75 here. If we can get over 83.09, push it up to 85. Got some short-term resistance here. They've tried pushing it and they can't quite get it back over 85. But if we get over 83, push it over 85, work it towards the top of this browning formation. I like it. Net, testing this old support here off of this browning formation. Get over 120.5, push it up to 122.77, and on up to 125 for some new highs. Went triple outside week, now it's inside week, forming an inside month. So yeah, it's the beginning of the month, but we'll see. Might get that early entry there, like I said, off of 120.5, anticipating the move to 122.77 and take the inside week up. Sava, going to be a large weekly candle that's probably going to take a while to get out of. But as far as short-term move, I like it over 102. Take the inside day up, get over here to 106.39, 110 area, and then on up with some August 120 calls. Under 90, look for a short, but this is a pretty big range. This weekly range was 81 points. So kind of crazy, but basically dropped 50% in these 2 days. So, and that was prior to earnings. Starbucks, I like the outside day hammer off the double inside day. We're still, even though it went outside day there, we're still in these inside the original inside day. So move over 119.21, I like it. Back up to 120, still holding this upward trend line. So it could be a good short-term swing here with some 917, 120 calls. Snow, I on the hourly, we got an open gap here at 278.93. Get that gap closed up here, 280, 281. Needs to confirm the move over 280.10, because that's this resistance here. And then we'll look at 282.77 as a target. Or I'm sorry, 287.77 as a target there ahead of earnings soon. So I do like the inside day hammer and up move, close that gap to 280.81, get over 285.84 on up. T-Doc, a little disappointed. It took the double inside day up. Thought we were going to get a solid push. Went inside week with an bearish inside day on Friday. As long as it continues to hold this upward trend line, should be okay, but we'll be looking for the move over 154.22 with some 155 calls. But as long as it continues to hold that trend line, I think we should be okay for the 147.50 area. But we'll be waiting for the 154.22 breakout. UPS, I do like this one. Large open gap from the earnings. Holding this broadening formation with a new lower low here. Kind of determining what they want to do off of 190. Breakout over 194.5. Should see solid move up over 196 and then up to 198 to test this gap entry there. Finally, VRTX. Still inside this open gap here. Kind of moving sideways, even with post earnings. Not much going on. Get a nice move over 204.5. Push towards it into the gap some more over 205, 206. The options aren't that great on it, but looking at the August 205 calls for a decent move there. So that's it for this week. We'll continue to post charts nightly. And if you guys have any questions, let me know. We'll also be posting some of the setups that didn't make it this week for today to my public Twitter feed. So if you guys, you might see some extra charts. So if you guys have any questions, let me know, and let's have a great week.